So these are my little plants. I don't know what's growing here. I thought it was one strawberry and one gooseberry plant, but now that the leaves are getting bigger on this one, it looks like a gooseberry, not a strawberry, but I could be totally wrong. This one I put new soil on top because I put the mulberry in there. That last one did have just a passion fruit, but I put mulberry in there today because I think I successfully germinated the mulberries. They look like they're breaking out of their seed shells and ready for planting, but they hadn't grown any particular stem. So these are looking good. They've been out of this container for a week now, so maybe a bit over a week. And doing well with a bit of sun without the incubation. With these ones, I was going to plant some of these while no one was here, but because I think I'm just growing a lot of weeds with a lot of them, which isn't really very fascinating. These ponytail palms doing pretty well. They're getting bigger. Eventually, they get quite sizable. And these ones, there's something there. I forget what it is there. I don't remember what I put in those pots, but they're all these quite expensive special plants that turn into like little bushes, or they might be dwarf plants. I don't actually remember what I put in there. I was like, oh, I wish I remembered, because I don't remember anymore. And I'm like, I put something in there, something interesting. They look like they might be some sort of bush, but I'm not really that sure. So the wind's picked up quite a lot today. It's quite a bit windy. I was just watching a horror film, Lights Out. I'm not really that scared. I'm probably going to finish watching it when someone's actually in the house, so just in case, I get a little uneven from watching something kind of scary. But it hasn't really terrified me. It made me jump at the beginning, but it's still sort of climbing up to the climaxing period where you might get actually a decent fright. So I thought I would come for a walk in this outdoors while the sun's still shining, and then I'll probably do some exercise and think about dinner. This is all sort of well shorn. But yeah, I keep thinking about needing to go on a holiday, and I think I can do it. Like, I've been spending lots of money recently, and it's not really breaking my budgets, because I have a really great credit card that gives me a good deal on my high expenditures. I love the little birds. We have these little black and white. They're tiny. They're like smaller than a sparrow. They're really small, and they're really cute. They're sort of all over this area in particular. They've sort of got like a whole community flying around where it's nice and bushy. But yeah, I wouldn't mind going on a holiday. I might be holidaying with someone else perhaps this year, or perhaps I'll meet them in the city if they bother to come off. I'm still yet to see if I'm yet to find out if they're serious about coming up, and if they are, I might meet them in the city, and that might be counted as like a day out. But then I also want to go on a holiday, or I go spend a week or so, a few days somewhere. I want to do that once or twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. 3 times, I don't know, that might be overdoing it, but once or twice is probably more ideal. Oh yes, I think something ate the grapes up there, but they didn't eat the grapes down there. So I might just chuck them on the ground. Getting a bit old. We have all sorts of little creatures running around at night, and they're usually like either bandicoots or batons. A lot of them are bandicoots or batons. scrounging around for stuff to eat. Look at this. This kind of freaks me out. It freaks me out because there's a huge bushfire risk. If we had bushfires near the summer, everything would burn. We have no coating on the house to protect it from bushfire either. It's very scary when you really think about it. I mean, when it's peaceful, it's like, oh, it's just a bit of overgrown nature. But it's actually quite a terrible fire risk. But of course, the other person sort of glazes their mind with the idea that life is just naturally perfect. You don't have to work on it. And of course, that puts you at risk if you're, living with them. The sky is quite blue and pretty. Everything is so easy to get around when it's all like nice and short. So this is a really good plant to grow. I mean, chickens love, you grow a few bushes of these around the chicken coop, and when they wouldn't feel like snacking, they snack on the leaves. And then my little plant collection is still doing something, but something's digging around and getting rid of all the seeds that I planted, so that's pretty mangy. Oh, but there's a marigold over there. It's still growing, so maybe the squash that I left to grow is also still growing. Who knows? This is a really terrible pond. I mean, it's not even a pond, it's just like something that fills with water, and it takes a long time for it to go down. So in the meantime, frogs and birds play in that water. And there's no pump in it, it's very unhealthy. But no doubt you've got a lot of little things floating around in the water, having fun. But I've only got one more day to look after the house, and then the other person comes back and the dog might be going back to its normal routine of walking around. It hates being in the yard, even though there's lots of space for it to walk around. It just doesn't like to be caged in the yard. But it's being bratty when I take it for a walk, because it wants to run past the fence line and have a good wander around the neighbourhood, and I'm not prepared to put that at risk. So I'm like, screw you, you can stay in the yard until the other person comes back, which is going to be the day after tomorrow. So one more day, one more night, 2 more nights. But it's been relatively pleasant. I'm sure I'm not going to be watching too many scary movies. So I'll probably watch some cartoons and kids movies tonight, just for the more positive vibes. These are yet to turn red. They're pretty big.